Hey guys, this is Hot Minute. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Ashley.
And every week we like to talk about who's hot and why. And sometimes we get off track, but
that's just the fun of it.
It's
fun.
We're having fun. We're friends, and we're having fun. You can find us on Facebook. Please follow us on Facebook because we do all kinds of crazy stuff over there.
Oh my gosh. Huge community forming over there.
Huge community. We know all 12 of them. But we'd love to add some new ones to the group. So Hot Minute, look us up, like our page, join in the discussions. This episode this week is actually based heavily
on discussions on the Hot Minute page from our fans and friends and family, and all three combined.
Yeah,
so
some of them.
We've got some good stuff today.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Hot Minute and Twitter also at Hot Minute, HOTT Minute. And you can go to our website. It's hotminute.com, HOTT. You get it. You understand. You're tracking. You're following. And if you go online, you can, listen to our podcast, whatever. But you can also submit a name for the bag of hotties. Rustle that bag.
In every episode of Hot Minute, we'll reach into the bag of hotties and pull out a random name and just sort of riff, extrapolate, go to town, see what happens.
We don't know who's in there. Our producer, Michael, has sourced them from your suggestions, and some are his own.
It can be really hot people. It can be objects. It can be cool animals that you saw on the news.
Yeah, like you saw like a skateboarding squirrel.
Hot.
I don't know. Is he hot? We'll see.
I don't know. Put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag and we'll figure it out. But every episode... I guess we should say first, today's theme. So we're going to mix it up a little bit. So on Facebook, we were like, hey, who are the hottest cartoon characters?
And the answer apparently is all of them because we got so many submissions. Like literally, I mean, honest to God, like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of cartoon characters.
Some multiple submissions where I was like, I want to see that search history on that browser.
Nasty.
Incognito mode.
Nasty stuff. Some really good ones. Yeah. We'll get to it. We're
going to get to it. So we're going to cover just hot cartoons, so stick around. But first...
Apologies.
First
wait. Apologies. Yeah. So an ongoing segment we're going to have to do every week is apologize for the things that we say in the previous episode. Yeah. Last week, I thought that maybe Ted McGinley was dead, the actor from Married with Children and other stuff.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not dead. Turns out, rise. He shall rise
bright-eyed
again.
and bushy-tailed.
I guess.
He's doing well.
We don't know what state he's in.
Well, I mean, he's probably not in a coma.
I don't know. If
definitely alive.
Ted, if you're out there, hotminute.com.
Let us know how you're doing. Drop us a line.
Put yourself in the bag.
Are your eyes bright? Is your tail bushy?
I don't know.
I want to know.
Do you have a catheter? Are you okay?
Let us know.
What's your BMI? Cholesterol. How's it going? Anyway, we're sorry. He's still alive. So Ashley.
Yes, Jamie.
Who you crushing on,
Jamie,
girl?
I'm so glad you asked me because I'm crushing on a really important person in my life. And I think your life, and I believe everyone's lives, and that person is former President Barack Hussein Obama. And I'm crushing on him this week for very specific reasons. The number one reason is his official state portrait, and as well as First Lady Michelle. They've been unveiled this week. And I love it. His is so great. It's by an artist named Kehinde Wiley, who does portraits of Black men and women in sort of old masters style where it's really realistic and they're in these sort of epic, heroic poses and these lush, beautiful, complicated, detailed background. I just think that's the kind of shit I like, and it looked really fucking good. And he looked good in it.
Oh, he looked great.
He looked so good in it. He looked presidential, and he looked paternal, and he looked strong, and he looked handsome. And
he looked, he was seated. My mind raced.
It was beautiful. There was another thing about Barack Obama this week that I liked too, and it's sort of on the opposite end of a professional portrait done by like a talented human being. I saw a really good Photoshop of Barack Obama with a beard.
It was incredible.
I thought it was real for 1 second, and in my defense, he was so hot I wanted it to be real.
I think that was just internet wide. Like you could hear hearts breaking when it was like,
God.
it's a Photoshop.
He looked so professorial, and it was like a salt and pepper. It was a really done shop. It was a really good shop. We'll post both of those, so you can see.
Yeah, no, he looked good in that forever portrait. That is just
in American history in my heart forever. Hey, who are you crushing on, Jamie?
Well, I'm not crushing on a former president, but I am crushing on a former RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star named Milk, a.k.a. Out of Drag Dan Donegan. And I'm going to be flat honest with you. Talented queen, good at drag. Not my favorite RuPaul's Drag Race alum. Just, I tend to go, I like the campy ones. I like the real comedy queens, if you will.
Of course,
you know,
yes.
I love the Sharon Needles. I love Trixie Mattel, like all those. Coco Montrese would be maybe not a comedy queen that I just.
It took me entirely too long to get Sharon Needles.
Oh,
it took me it was like an embarrassingly long time before I got the name.
Side note, hung out with Sharon Needles at gay karaoke bar downtown called Blue Jeans one night. It was just me, Sharon Needles, Out of Drag, Jessie Camp from MTV.
This is the great. Why did you not text me? You piece of shit.
So surreal. And Jessie Camp and I'll share the video. It's on my Instagram if you dig real deep. Drunk Jessie Camp and I recorded a video together as newscasters in a local Tennessee.
God, yeah. Jamie.
And had on a yin yang choker. Anyway, Milk is really hot.
Milk is very hot. I watched some videos.
Yeah. So Milk is a beautiful queen, great. You know,
a dairy queen.
A dairy queen, if you will. Lovely, but Milk is also a former figure skater. So the body is sick and on point. And I will say that objectively, and I've polled several cohorts out in the world, Milk is the most attractive out of drag queen that from the RuPaul's alumni that a lot of my peers have reported. Yeah, I mean, really, there's nothing more to my crush than just like pure fucking. Like,
I mean, it's about time
specimen.
We did that. Honestly, it's been we're just barely scratching the surface of our perversities and inner lives. Like this, to go with actually a hot person seems like a good direction.
Yeah, I mean, so someone pointed out too that he basically is just like a perfect male specimen with like my current boyfriend's nose, like shoved on it, and I was like, okay.
Well, I watched this video of him with who oh God, I'm really bad at the Olympics. Who's the super famous Olympic skater guy right now?
Adam, I'm going to mispronounce it. Rippon.
Him and then some girl, and I think maybe the reason
he's a skater.
Yeah, exactly, and maybe he was twice as big as Adam Rippon, like huge.
He's huge, yeah, and just sinewy body.
Yeah, I mean,
noses,
the bod
angles,
was tight.
Yeah.
T-I-T-E.
And also, I think one thing about him too is that out of drag, he still has like eyebrows. Like he does.
Oh yeah.
He does the thing where he glues them down and paints over them. So a lot of some of my favorite ones out of drag will have shaved their eyebrows off and they've got
fillers.
You look
like an art student.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But,
so anyway.
Yeah.
So that's not even like really a funny crush. It's just
He's
saw
hot.
I saw a picture of him like nude on a stool and I'm into it. And he's really hot and he's funny and he got eliminated last week. And it's hard. He did a great job, but it's tough. A lot of talent. A lot of talent. So anyway, as we talk about kind of, going off the beaten path a little bit with our crushes, we've got former presidents and drag queens. We're all welcome here.
Indeed. And two-dimensional hotties are more than welcome.
More than welcome. So when we put a post up saying, hey, here's some hot cartoons, we thought, we'll get like 3 or 4. No. People lost their fucking minds.
I made a fucking spreadsheet.
We have a spreadsheet.
I separated them by like type.
Yeah.
I'm just, let's just
Ashley
dive
is going to be the
right
admin of guiding us through these submissions. We can't get to all of them. Some of them, honestly, were disgusting. Quite frankly, they veered a little too far into questionable consent, bestiality, all kinds of things. So we're going to try to keep it above board.
I'm going to just jump into the BuzzFeediest one, which would be the Disney heroes and Disney villains. All right. So number 1, fresh out the gate, here's where I want to start. Cartoon Robin Hood the Fox.
Yep.
Is a fox and is hot and is sexy and is meant to be sexy and is meant to make children want to kiss him.
Sex with
I
him.
know.
Yeah, and Maid Marian's like a babe as well.
Yeah, and I mean they were kind of lookalikes.
Yeah, one of my fave things from that, and we'll actually get to one of my my top crushes, which is Launchpad McQuack.
Oh, he's on the list.
Here in a little bit.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Robin Hood is that they just recycled Baloo from Jungle Book and recolored him and put a fucking hat on him.
Well, a lot of the Disney animation from that era was recycled. Like, there's exactly like similar
Phoning it the
dance.
fuck
No,
in.
they
Yeah.
retrace like dance sequences and stuff, blah, blah, blah. So Robin Hood, super hot. Got a lot of submissions for Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid.
Specifically, our friend Alex Caress.
Also, specifically my sister. Who...
And your sister. So let's talk about Prince Eric. So Prince Eric, like... So I loved Little Mermaid, and I was like 4 years old. And Prince Eric, I was like, he's dreamy. As I've gotten older, it's like dry as a bone down there for Prince Eric. Like, he's just like...
He looks like an 80s heartthrob because that's when they were making the movie. So he's got sort of like big hair. He looks here's the thing. Take the, buccaneer outfit off of Prince Eric and put him in an 80s business suit and give him like a little Coke nose and you're not going to even blink. He's going to be exactly the same.
I'm turned on. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to instead of Prince Eric though, who from The Little Mermaid? Do you like a little more? Who do you like a little more?
I tell you what, this is about to be telling, and we got several votes for this, and we'll talk about the alter ego. But as a small child, and Ashley doesn't have the same hang up, but I'm a brunette. Most figures to me, the Barbie had blonde hair, everyone had yellow hair. I had a big hang up about it. No one was happier when fucking Vanessa, the alter ego of Ursula, showed up being a badass bitch, stealing the show, looking fly as hell with her dark ass hair.
She almost got that man.
And she almost got that man. She should have gotten that man because she tricked an idiot into like giving up her best asset. She was like, okay, I'm an 8 out of 10. If I get a baller singing voice, then I'll be the best.
Is it ever even explained why Ursula is like cursed? Is it like
No.
anti-octopus like racism in the sea? I mean,
maybe.
Here's
the deal too, though. We got several votes for just regular ass Ursula, and I think she's sexy too. She's confident.
You know who she's based on? Another
Is
drag
it Divine?
queen. Yeah.
It's based on Divine. So like Ursula is hands down the most interesting character outside of Sebastian the Crab.
You know who else
who
got a
honestly
vote?
Is kind of hot.
You know another Little Mermaid person got a vote? Is King Triton, who is like the capital D daddy of the Disney daddies. He's
Dilfiest undersea Dilf.
King Daddy of the sea.
Also interesting too, like I feel like he's the last topless male with nipples in the Disney universe because like Aladdin doesn't have nipples.
No,
Aladdin is Ken doll on the front. And
this is a really astute observation.
I've noticed. I noticed. But they are flesh toned. They're just like little like pills, little nipple pills. But yeah, I mean, here's the deal. He was. Everyone's like, oh, he's a mean dad, and I'm like, well, his daughters are clearly fucking morons.
All of them. Except for the 15-year-old.
Ariel's the stupidest. She's like, I have this one gift and total freedom. And all these treasures.
A fork that's my hairbrush.
Treasures. I'm going to go on the surface, and then a woman who's smarter than me is going to get stabbed in the stomach and killed.
You said Aladdin. A lot of other people said Aladdin, too. I liked Jasmine more than Aladdin in Aladdin. I think Jasmine is a better character than Aladdin. Jasmine has better costumes, even in the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
And her hair was like the most perfect. It was so
cool.
thick. Her hair was 80% of her body weight, and it was gorgeous.
Great earrings as well. Great
Those
accessories.
triangles. Yes, gold triangles.
They were great. She was a dime piece, and he was kind of like, me, he's a street rat.
Someone said Dodger from Oliver and Company. Based on the Artful Dodger. I mean, that was Billy Joel, so I'm just going to say that I think that was our friend Rachel likes Billy Joel. Someone said Maleficent, which I totally fucking get. Maleficent is a very sexy villain. And I'm not talking Angelina Jolie. We mean explicitly the cartoon Maleficent, who is a bad bitch. Again.
All of the Disney villainesses. And what's her name? Snow White?
I think she's just the Wicked Queen. I don't know if she has a name.
Like, out of her spell, like... Total babe. They all had way better makeup. They had like just whorish makeup, and
they had makeup. That was the thing. Yeah.
I like too that like if you have blue eyeshadow, you're evil.
Her lips are as red as the fires of hell.
Yeah.
That's how you know who's bad.
Yeah. And they have black shirts.
Disney baddie super hot. I think everyone's gonna agree is Gaston.
Oh yeah.
He's got the best song of probably any Disney movie.
Best song.
And Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go.
The whole fucking town loves him. The only person who doesn't like Gaston is Belle and her shitty father who lets, I don't know, whatever.
Her like bad idiot dad.
Her dad is like a Reddit dork who's just in the basement like making chopping machines that no one fucking needs and making his daughter do all the work.
Yeah,
like, come on.
It's terrible. No, and she's like clearly a snob. There was like this really funny tweet.
Other people can read Belle.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And there was like a funny tweet where someone was like, maybe don't be a bitch and start a literacy program. Like,
oh my God, yes, these are
like,
all poor serf villagers.
Right. Also, why can she read? What's the deal with that? So anyway, the biggest thing that I pointed out about this is like everyone's like, the Beast, Adam. And I'm like, hey, imprisoned Belle. Gaston had people literally panting at his door. Gaston was into consent, except for he couldn't get Belle, but he still didn't like. I don't think he like.
Gaston could have been all over those towny triplets who wanted him, and he didn't. He kind of respected them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he respected anyone.
No.
But he is hot.
He is very hot. Who else? Let's see. Disney. Okay, I want to go back to the Beast and Adam real quick. So when the Beast turns into a human at the end, he is the ugliest.
Ugly.
It is gross. That, first of all, light shooting out of your toes is not a thing that anyone wants to see.
No.
And when he does that dramatic reveal, it's like this.
It's like, okay, cool.
It's like,
just normal dude with bad hair.
It's like supposed to be Byronic or something, and instead it's just extremely gross.
And they gave him just like corn husk blonde.
His hair
like
was,
Fabio hair.
It was worse than the bag. It's worse than a paper bag. Scar. Someone said Scar from The Lion King.
Fucking prepared. I will say too. Do we think Scar? I've read some theories that Scar is sort of like an LGBT sort of icon. People are like, Scar's totally gay.
Does that mean just because Jeremy Irons is English?
Right.
And playing it kind of queenie.
Yeah, I don't even remember why people would assume that, but I'm into it.
He's the only British.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait, Mufasa. Wait,
no,
he's not.
That's James Earl Jones.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
For The Lion King, specifically the Nala and Simba like romance sex scene.
Yeah.
Where Nala gives bedroom eyes to Simba. That's
that
disgusting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
She's beautiful.
You said you liked all of the adult cats in the Aristocats.
That is true. None of the kittens, because I'm not a freak.
I liked Professor Radigan in The Great Mouse Detective, which is like a late 80s one. It's like I had the worst.
Is that even Disney?
It is. It is. It's before the Disney Renaissance.
I know. It's like after Black Cauldron.
Yeah, and like The Rescuers, which those were the ones I liked. I liked The Rescuers. I liked The Great Mouse Detective. I also liked Basil the Mouse. I liked Professor Radigan.
Yeah. Okay.
We got a great one. I'm really proud of this one. So Ichabod Crane from the Disney Headless Horseman cartoon.
I know
such a good
exactly which one, and literally I think he's the template for like my crush this week. I like a tall, lanky, big-nosed guy that's just alarmist.
Never seen. I love just that whole short too. It's really good. It's like Bing Crosby just sings the entire thing, and it's about Halloween. Okay, let's go with that. Like, sure.
Yeah, his nose is. He could like crack a pecan with it.
And this is not Disney, but this is the only place this guy fit. Disney adjacent. Someone said Dimitri from Anastasia.
I think that might have even been me. Fly as hell.
Once Upon a December.
I mean, I don't even remember that movie. I do remember Bartok. Wasn't that the bad?
Was Bartok? I don't remember.
Know.
I
love the Romanov murders, though.
Classic murders. As far as murders go, we would Bartok. I always confused with like Batty from the what's the jungle movie? The
Fern
fucking
Gully?
fairy Fern Gully. Yeah, I like.
The fairies from Fern
the
Gully.
Fern Gully fairies were hot. Krista was the hottest fairy. Her name was, of course, Krista.
She like works at a skating rink.
I think the dude's name was literally Zach. I think the main guy who gets turned into a fairy.
So
I'm 95% sure his name was Zach.
What's the hottest name right now? Zach.
All right.
Zack Attack.
So that's it for those. Let's jump to another. You know what? I just want to get rid of the anime category really quick because I want to draw attention to these anime characters, but I do not know enough about anime to speak in depth on them. So we got some love for Lisa Hayes from Robotech.
No idea.
I don't know what that is. The space alien Lum from the classic anime Urusei Yatsura. There are going to be so many apologies next week.
That sounds great and very sexy.
I got Julie from the Max. And here's one I want you to talk about because you said Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
From Cowboy Bebop. I don't even know how much you want me to say about this.
I mean, I knew who this character was because I remember watching Adult Swim and there would be commercials and it'd be like, that cartoon is really hot.
I'm just going to say that I'm not an anime fan. I forever went out to Spike Spiegel. Like, he's just like so hot.
I mean, it's an extremely attractive kid. It's so fucked up. Like, it's not cool.
So he also, like, by the time I was watching this, like, I want to say it was maybe like 99, 2000. Like, the Strokes are popular. It's like lithe, skinny, sort of dirty dudes with big moppy hair. And
Try
he's, like,
finding him not smoking. Yeah,
and he's like it's like chain smoking, which is very attractive.
Here is an image where he's like got headphones on and has a gun, and his name is Spike. It's like, how am I not supposed to be into that?
Right, and like also like the character, everyone in that anime is sort of just a ne'er-do-well, kind of like they're bounty hunters or they're being hunted, and there's Faye Valentine.
That's extremely sexy.
There's Faye Valentine, who's also like just she's like really emotionally unavailable, and so like you should watch it and think that like, oh, they're dating. Like if it were a different anime, it'd be like hard eyes, we're dating, and instead like none of those characters are played that way. They're all just very like misanthropic and like damaged, and it's really sexy.
One anime I did watch that did get a lot of votes is Sailor Moon. Mm-hmm. I love present tense Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon specifically got called out, but I love all of the Sailor Scouts. I just love them all.
Venus.
Sailor Venus was my sort of contemporary favorite, I guess. I liked her orange. I liked that she was a pop singer. I love Sailor Pluto, who's like, you got it. That's like kind of maybe more of a deep cut. I don't know. She was she was like she was like the guardian of time and space, and it's like she didn't even
hair.
She didn't get involved in the bullshit. It's like I love women that are above it all and also like in charge of stuff.
She's like, guys, we gotta get this stuff we gotta get this moon stuff done.
And then obviously
I didn't watch it very much. Guys, we've got to get to the moon tonight.
TikTok. We got to sail to that moon. That was the entire premise of the show, sailing to the moon.
Sail away.
Sailor Neptune and her girlfriend, Sailor Uranus. You heard me. Y'all need to read some animes. Y'all need to like read some Wikipedias about characters. If you think Sailor Moon is just Sailor Moon, no.
You are really wrong.
No, you can learn about like, planets and minerals and love. So
let's talk about Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask is a little bitch. Not a fan. Fuck Tuxedo Mask. He doesn't do shit.
I wouldn't.
First of all, his costume sucks. It's
that little mask is nuts.
Think about it. Think about you're any man in the world, and you're like,
my name
what's
is my
the
mask.
lamest suit? I'm gonna put on a fucking top hat. Said no man. Past 70? Like, it's ridiculous. I don't.
He does look like he's like, I'm on a Mardi Gras float. No, I've got on like goggles.
Like he takes masks super literally, and that's embarrassing for him.
He does have a little bit of a bulge in this one. Anyway,
well, save the bulge.
Let me save this clear PNG of his penis.
All right, so bouncing off of anime, let's head right into probably the biggest non-Disney category, which is just your basic Saturday morning cartoons that everyone wanted to have sex with when they were 4.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. All right, let's start with Launchpad because you've already said Launchpad.
Launchpad was just, I kind of had the same feelings for Launchpad that I did for Egon Spangler from the new Ghostbusters. They kind of had the same hair. They were both
sort of like a quiff.
And they both... like, Launchpad was kind of doofy, but he got the job done.
He was also, like, beefy.
He was beef. He was built. Egon was not. But, yeah, Launchpad was just... I remember being really young and just being like, I think he's handsome.
See, I felt that way about Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Similar
let's get dangerous
character.
Bit.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And his girlfriend was, like, a goth. Like, it's been a really long time since I've watched it, but...
You know, this isn't on the list. More. This isn't on the list, but you say Darkwing, and it reminds me that Gargoyles came on right after that, which was too adult and scary for me to watch.
I never watched Gargoyles.
But they were really attractive, all the Gargoyles.
I kind of got Gargoyles confused with the live-action Beauty and the Beast, even though they're literally like probably 7 or 8 years apart.
I loved Ron Perlman.
Yes. Who else?
Still do.
So the X-Men animated series had several characters brought to our attention. I loved Storm. Rogue was good, but number one, hands down, everyone was like Gambit everywhere. No one will stop. Everyone is just like Gambit all the time.
I always thought I was alone in that, and then I got to high school, and I literally, when a lifelong friend of mine and I made friends over the fact that we both thought Gambit from the X-Men the animated series.
He had a cool accent. I know. He and Rogue had like this love.
Well, and the sexiest thing about them is Rogue
can't touch. They can't touch.
Ooh,
I know. And
tension,
it's like so it's like Rogue is hot and Gambit is hot, but Rogue and Gambit together is too much.
Gambit's literal power is like basically seduction and like some magic.
I can tell you like, oh my God. So he throws playing cards because he can like charge objects that he has.
Yeah.
And that's his, so also like he was so big to me in the animated series. I really like overestimated how important he was to X-Men lore and canon and media generally. And so when all the X-Men movies started coming out in the late 90s, I was really disappointed that there wasn't really Gambit anywhere. And I was like, where the fuck is Gambit?
I was so pumped for those. And then it's like, oh, he was just this minor character that they beefed up just
every
to
5
give
years
Rogue something to do. Mainly because Rogue's character, I feel like, and we are going to have to apologize so much, but I feel like they aged her character up a lot for the animated series more than...
Definitely like in her 20s at least. Yeah. Because in the animated series, Jubilee was the young one. So that was so it's like, make Jubilee young.
Right, and Jubilee's not even present in like the live action stuff until later too.
And she was my favorite. Like I love the ones in the animated series that I love the most are the ones when I started looking at other media. Everyone's like, actually, they're not that important. I'm like, okay, well,
sorry, they are.
My opinions are different.
But yeah, Gambit. Also, gonna probably just admit now, like, let's be honest. Charge him my cards.
This isn't a cartoon, but I liked Nightshade in the movie where it was Alan Cumming.
Oh, that's not Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, not Nightshade. What the fuck ever.
It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to keep 800 cartoon names in my head straight.
While drinking,
moving on. Oh, Gadget Hack Wrench of Chippendale Rescue Rangers is in the same sort of...
Is that the one with the mustache?
No, she was the mechanic. Gadget was the mechanic who had the purple jumpsuit.
Who was dude with the little mustache that was like daddy on there?
I don't remember.
Kind of cute.
Speaking of foxy cartoons and jumpsuits, April from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got some love.
Hell yeah, she did. That was like the biggest thing. So I had a huge crush on Raphael. I wanted to be Michelangelo, but I wanted to date Raphael. Like,
I would watch that sequel. I would watch that sequel.
That one out. An adult woman in her 30s turns into a pizza-loving rapscallion and dates his best friend.
I mean, the premise is, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It can be anything at once.
I know. Okay.
So, did you watch She-Ra? Any of that? Like, a lot of people said She-Ra, and I am not as familiar.
I watched it peripherally, kind of like my brother watched it. Yeah. I didn't really care.
I got one that says everyone on Jim and the Holograms, but specifically Synergy, the holographic avatar of the supercomputer built by Jim / Jerica's late father. I wanted to include that whole thing. I know. Which makes me know it's real. The specificity of these favorites. It's like, I know so much about people now, and it's really disturbing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got one for Johnny Quest's dad, who I just remember was kind of a silver fox. Generally.
No, he was real good looking.
Let me see. Mighty Mouse, who was Beefy.
Yeah.
Beefy Mighty Mouse. Valerie from Josie and the Pussycats.
Specific.
And Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and these were all from like the Archie cartoons from the 60s,
which
70s.
You're a huge fan of.
I'm a huge, oh my God, I could do a whole episode on just I could.
You want to talk about some good erotic fanfic? Look
Betty
up
and Veronica?
Riverdale.
I just immediately went to Betty and Veronica together. Like, that's the double digest.
We'll get it. That's a different episode.
All day. Speaking of Betty, multiple Betty Rubble submissions from different people, but not Wilma.
Which, makes sense because Wilma's like kind of maternal and Betty's like, I'm a little coquettish.
Betty's got the bob. She's got the short hair.
Again, I loved Betty Rubble as a kid because she had brown hair. She had dark hair. And
Interesting.
I was like, she's pretty. And I liked her blue dress.
Got one for Judy Jetson, who was
Jetson
probably the coolest teen of all time.
Judy Jetson was super cool. I loved the movie. What was her boyfriend's name on the movie? Do you remember that?
I do.
He was like a rock. Star.
I don't remember the movie, but I remember the movie made me cry. And also, do you remember when the Flintstones meet the Jetsons? That made me cry too. All the Thundercats.
Oh, that was me. I don't remember a lot of their names, but
you thought they were hot.
They were giant cats with muscles, and I was like, I like it. I like it.
Did you have the Wuzzles?
Oh man! So when I was like really young, I had a big crush on Bumble Lion from the Wuzzles, but like not. It wasn't a sexual crush.
No.
It was like I would like to be his friend and chase butterflies with him.
One of my earliest crushes, and this is a good segue, I had a crush on Bugs Bunny. I vividly remember I had to have been 5 or 6 years old, and Bugs Bunny was on the cover of a TV guide, and I kissed it. I remember sitting on the living room sofa and kissing the cover of the TV guide because Bugs Bunny was on it. But I'm not attracted to sexy Bugs Bunny when he is in drag as a woman. That is a different thing that a lot of other people was like sexy Bugs. Garth Algar in Wayne's World is like sexy Bugs. Gives him a boner.
I mean, so who were you attracted to?
Just regular Bugs.
Looney Tunes.
And also huge Daffy Duck fan. Huge to this day, huge Daffy Duck fan. Daffy Duck was. I had a crush on Bugs, but Daffy was my favorite.
So what's the deal? So I'm just thinking of this just now. Like, what's the deal with like Daffy and
Donald
Duck? Both have horrible behavioral problems.
Yeah, I
like it. Like, but what animator was like, ducks are fucked up?
I mean, have you met a duck? They're kind of shitty.
They have huge penises.
Are they the spiral? They're like spiral. They have corkscrew penises. Yeah. This is very true.
Maybe that's what makes them a little wild card.
But I'm saying this, and it's like, but Darkwing was cool. Launchpad was cool.
But they were all like a little off. They were all like, let's get dangerous,
Not just straight duck like Daffy.
Yeah. Well, even just like Scrooge McDuck, like what the fuck with him? He's like super rich and eccentric and like
and Scottish
and Scottish and like lives with like
his nephews, quote unquote nephews.
Yeah, I don't like that situation. Let's move on.
More research needed. Someone said Pepe Le Pew. I don't know.
Not affirmative consent ever.
And then
with that guy.
2 more Saturday mornings. We had some Wheeler from Captain Planet love.
Wheeler.
Who, again, I thought his name was Chad or Brett or Josh or something. Like I didn't even remember his name was Wheeler until today.
I remember I got a toy from Burger King of Dr. Blight, which was
she was the woman,
yeah,
right?
And I thought she was so sexy.
She was so cool. Her hair was the best.
But she was like covering like scars on her face because when you have facial deformities, that makes you bad. It makes you a bad
It makes you badass.
It makes you badass. So like even though they littered a lot, like she was pretty cool.
She again had a great jumpsuit. No, she was baller as hell.
Yeah, she was cool. Baller as hell. But I remember being like, man, I wish she was nice because I would wish she would kiss Wheeler.
Aww. Someone else said Captain Planet, which, you know what, even when I was a kid and watching Captain Planet himself always kind of scared me because honestly, I need to know what dimension he's from. Is he a human?
No.
Is he an alien? Is he a monster? Is he a god? Is he literally made of quicksilver? I need to know more.
He was taupe. I don't want to fuck a taupe
I know. He looks hard. He looks literally metal.
Yeah.
You
know who was really pretty from that? Gaia.
The Earth.
The Earth. Yes. She's beautiful. I loved her one shoulder dress.
Speaking of one shoulders, which is a pretty sexy look for anyone to have, a lot of people called out explicitly quote unquote sexy cartoons, like cartoons that are drawn to be like va va voom, like tongue rolling out, ooga, those kinds of Jessica Rabbit.
Duh.
Jessica Rabbit, obviously. And you said Roger Rabbit too.
I did, because you know what?
What?
Sexy as hell. She is so into him. What's he got?
I know. Do rabbits have weird penises too, like ducks?
I don't know.
They're mammals.
I don't know. To find out in a cartoon way, not with a real rabbit though.
I don't. And sort of Roger Rabbit adjacent, but for adults, would be the sluts of Cool World. You know, the slutty Cool World. Hollywood.
There is, so I follow a lot of people that are addicted to plastic surgery online. I know that's a strange thing to do, but I do follow this woman named Pixie Fox, who I find very endearing, and she is currently probably on her like a 200th surgery to look exactly like Hollywood, and she's doing a great job.
Do these people have money? Where do they get the money for these surgeries?
I don't know.
Is it like
I don't
really sick people give them money?
We should go further into this inquiry.
Oh, I just connected the dots. Okay, I got it.
I don't know.
Speaking of sexy, Carmen Sandiego.
Ooh. Hit it, Rockapella.
Sterling Archer. Everyone on Archer is kind of sexy.
Everyone on Archer is sexy.
Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
Trying too hard.
And
if you Google her, like every picture is her, like
every her is like
bending
like
over.
This is what I'm saying. Her shoulder. This is what I'm saying. Like her basketball shirt is like askew.
I would literally fuck anyone on Space Jam but her.
Even those aliens,
especially those aliens.
They were pretty big. Secret of Nim. Mice. That's a combination of mice and rats together.
I've never seen.
And
that
they
movie.
all also had names like Justin and like Tim and shit.
Brent. Bryce.
I'm Justin the Mouse. But they were drawn like it's the same kind of Robin Hood thing where it's like intentionally like rakish sort of thing.
Do you remember? And this is like not on the sheet, but do you remember Capital Critters?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Okay,
It was literally like a political cartoon about
for
rats.
kids.
Yeah, it was
weird.
Capital Critters.
One explicitly sexy cartoon who is honestly kind of the genesis of this whole thing for me is Trent from Daria.
Yeah.
Trent from Daria was. I mean,
Such
in a lot of
a
ways,
babe.
Ruined my life for fucking 15 years.
Right.
You know, when I think that one through, but.
This is how I want to be treated.
I like how he's dismissive of everything.
He has an earring.
He was in a band and he looked like he smelled okay. Which, what more can you ask for when you're a 16-year-old girl? You know,
he just looks like he is going to be dismissive. And
someone, I cannot remember who, and I'm so upset. Someone on the Facebook said I would let him ruin my credit, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever read. It was so good.
That's good.
All right, moving on. We got these. Here's some ones that just didn't fall into any particular bucket. Here's some others. Stupid Sexy Flanders.
Perfect.
From The Simpsons. That's when Ned Flanders has a hot butt and he's skiing. Pink Panther.
Ooh, Pink Panther. I haven't really thought of that one.
Pink
That's
Panther.
a good one.
Yeah.
Pink Panther always fell into that category where it's the same one as Masterpiece Theater. When you're a little kid and like I would be like, it's a cartoon, and then it's like a British
extremely
drama.
Disappointing because it's not a cartoon
So
at
I'd be
all.
like, it's a cartoon, and then I'm like, it's a bunch of this old white people.
You said Otto loves to get blotto.
Yeah,
that's another Simpsons. We'll probably do a whole Simpsons episode one day.
Otto from The Simpsons is kind of fly. You know who else is fly? Like Troy McClure.
Oh, without a doubt. But here's
cute.
Troy McClure. You're not a fish, though, so he's not going to be into you.
No.
I thought you said he sleeps with the fishes. That's not what I said. I can't remember her name right now. Someone also said Bart's crush when Sarah Gilbert did a voice, and she's a teenage girl next door, and she's like the first girl that he likes. And, and she's dating Jimbo. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking stuff. Bender and Leela from Futurama. Hot. And then this
what about
one.
Fry? I think Fry's totally cute.
Fry's passable.
He's fine.
Fry is after.
Leela's the hottest.
It would be
Leela is also Katie Sagal.
Bender.
Which is hot.
Hermes. Probably 3. Hermes got a fine wife.
Do not put Zoidberg ahead of Fry.
I'm not going to put Zoidberg. No, Zoidberg is not ahead of Fry.
All right.
Let's
move on.
Wait, okay. And then this one completely warmed my heart in about 8 billion ways. Someone said the hottest couple is Lucky and Luann from King of the Hill, and I completely agree. I think that's lovely.
Agree.
I think that's lovely. Those two found each other. And isn't that hot at the end of the day? Love
hot.
Isn't love the hottest thing?
Well,
I mean,
really. But it's nice.
It's there.
I would say that I think most characters on King of the Hill have something about them. I mean, you love King of the Hill.
I'm obsessed
You're
with
obsessed.
King of the Hill. It's gross how obsessed with it. I was watching something with my boyfriend last night. I was like, is that Toby Huss? And it fucking was. It was Toby Huss.
I mean, you know,
it's a good ass show.
What are you gonna do? It's great.
All right, and here are the leftovers. Here's some that just didn't fit anywhere. Denver, The Last Dinosaur. Look that one up if you don't know.
Cool.
Tony Taponi, the Brooklyn Street Mouse in An American Tale, who I don't even remember.
I don't even remember that one. That's like deep ass.
This is maybe my favorite one. Corn-Fed from Duckman, which Duckman was a USA show.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Alexander, right?
Yeah.
Was Duckman. I haven't seen this since 1994 when I was like 10.
Here's the deal, guys. This is what I grew up in a trailer house and we didn't have cable. So like I was watching literally 7 versions of Telemundo on the antenna.
Oh.
No. It was great because there was a lot of shows where it's just beautiful.
Jamie was poor.
I was poor, but I watched a lot of Latin people.
Do you know any Spanish?
I
Did you pick up
honestly
Spanish?
do a little bit.
That's
Anyway.
cool. We got.
I don't. I just didn't want to be embarrassed.
Someone said the dog in Cat Dog, but only the dog part.
Yeah.
Because he's allergic to cats.
Which was a great one.
And then a really
One of my favorites.
specific British one, which is my friend Trisha said there was a 90s TV commercial for Cadbury that had a bunny rabbit in it. She was like, there was a sexy bunny rabbit in this Cadbury's commercial, and I watched it, and it's like the rabbit has a very lovely voice. It's a beautiful voice, but it's kind of a maternal voice, but she's also drawn to be really like fit and like hippish and like titty and like sexy. And I'm gonna share the commercial. I'm gonna share this Foxy Cadbury commercial.
What species is it?
I mean, she's a rabbit. It's a rabbit in the Cadbury's commercial. So I don't know if it was like an Easter commercial or what, because I didn't 100% pay attention. I was just trying to see like, would I fuck that rabbit?
I'd fuck that gorilla that plays it in the air tonight. So Cadbury's
that's good.
Great.
All right, that's all the cartoons. There's no more.
It's a person in a gorilla suit. All right.
There's no more cartoons.
No more cartoons. Yell at us. Please go on our Facebook or whatever. I don't know. You know how Facebook works.
We're on the internet.
Papaw.
You can do this.
But go there, add to the thread, tell us all the ways we were wrong because we just breezed through half of that. And
here's the thing I feel about just what we're going to do going forward. It's not like these are the only times we're ever going to talk about any of these things. The same people, the same like 8, 50, 75 people are going to keep coming up over and over and over again. I'm going to talk about Bruno Mars. I'm going to talk about...
I mean, and I will say that I was like, oh no, we're going to talk about cartoons. And then we were like, let's ask the internet and all the ones. I mean, if you want to not feel special, just ask the internet for feedback because then people are going to say more clever things than you would. And they're also going to point out just that you were not unique.
But also, if you don't want to feel bad about the weird shit that you like, it's great. Because when we started this idea, we were like, we're into super weird stuff. Like, it's crazy. And then it turns out literally everyone.
Yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, no, totally.
Of course. Too. Of course, Bugs Bunny is hot. Right. Everyone knows this. This is just common knowledge. All right.
Lastly, just popped in my head, the Animaniacs are hot.
It's all on Hulu now, I think.
Is it?
I think all of Animaniacs are on Hulu,
So
and I started
clever.
watching. I had a crush on Yakko.
Yeah.
I had a crush on Yakko. He taught me the 50 states and capitals.
Yeah, Yakko is definitely the hottest. I mean, Dot's
really cute.
Dot's
that was
cute.
That was her whole MO, to be fair.
Yeah.
Cuteness, but it worked.
Yeah. There's probably a lot to unpack there.
The thing that I really like about Animaniacs, having watched it for the first time in like 25 years within the past month or so, is they do have a backstory. It's like they were cartoons. They live in the it's like, why no one needed this? No one needed this. It's like, how many meetings had to have been had at Warner Bros? It's like, but kids won't understand. Like, it's so fucking dumb. Like, it's a cartoon. Care. No one cares.
All right.
Hit the bag. Hotties. So we don't know who any of these are.
Okay, guys.
Human beings, which will be a change of pace for my brain today.
Kind of. Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin is a really good one. I remember.
I had the biggest crush on Ricky Martin. I remember I bought a Rolling Stone because he's laying in the water, like in a shallow pool.
Is it like a really blue background?
Yes,
I know exactly the cover you're talking about.
And like silver bikinis, and he was so hot. That song swept the nation.
Livin' La Vida Loca, I believe it was 1998.
Yep, exactly. It's so fucking good. Then he did.
He brought the Latin explosion to American pop music in the late 90s.
To take it back. Like, I grew up, I only watched
Tejano television.
I watched a lot of TV shows where there's a show called Caliente, where it's literally just people that look like Ricky Martin dancing, oiled up in the hot, hot sun for about 3 or 4 hours.
That sounds like a great show.
It's one of the best shows that's ever been on TV. I think it's still on TV. So, yeah. So
did you know who Ricky Martin was before Livin' La Vida Loca? Because I was too young for Menudo.
I was too young for Menudo, but I have like the youngest and I have like way older siblings. So I was like aware of Menudo, but I didn't know anything about them.
Okay.
And then I learned about him the same way everyone else did, which was just magically overnight when that was the biggest fucking song of all time.
When Ricky Martin first became pop, did you think about him being gay at all?
Not at all.
It's not even
not at all.
One way or the other. Like, it's not
and
there
I don't really
in
think
my.
it mattered, and it doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
I think is he going to be in the new Versace show?
I'm not sure.
I think
I
he
don't
is.
know.
I'm looking it up.
This is your go-to podcast for hot cartoons and knowing about Versace.
Well, so there's a new Versace show that is.
So
Ryan
would he be
Murphy.
a model in it?
It's Ryan Murphy produced, and I'm pretty
What?
sure.
Give someone else a fucking chance, dude. Come on. That motherfucker.
I know. Well, you know though, I
you know what? Give me a fucking Betty Davis miniseries. How about that? Because I could knock it out of the park.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Ghost of Betty Davis. No, whatever.
It's called the Ghost of Betty. Everybody loves Betty. Yeah.
No, good for him. Now he's doing fashion shows too.
No,
TV's not enough, Ryan?
Yeah, it's American Crime Story, and it's about the Gianni Versace
I knew that.
murder.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought you were literally saying a Versace runway show that Ricky Martin was going to be walking in, and Ryan Murphy was a stage managing. I created this entire narrative in my head that Ryan Murphy was the like creative director of a Versace show.
No, you got so mad about it too.
So the completely misunderstood what was happening.
We're gonna rewind. The Puerto Rican-born Martin plays Antonio D'Amico, longtime lover of Gianni Versace, who, spoiler alert, if you ignored the title of the series altogether, dies on the front steps of the lavish house he and Antonio shared.
I knew that was even a series, and that is not what my brain went to. You said Versace, and I thought like Versace runway show. I got so mad when I thought that they were just giving the TV guy like carte blanche to just do whatever the fuck he wanted in any industry he wanted. Like that made me mad.
I mean, I think he can.
TV guy can do
wants.
TV.
Yeah,
just
stay in your lane, Ryan Murphy.
I'm just saying, give someone else a chance to do something. Don't take over runway producers' jobs.
Come on,
which you did not do.
Right,
which you didn't even do in the first place.
Name one famous runway producer that you love.
Gianni Versace.
Okay,
he's dead. You wouldn't.
All right.
So many apologies next week.
Yeah. The rat-faced guy from that cartoon. That's my favorite one. All right. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to just end the show on this one. This is too good.
I'm going to cry. I'm excited.
John Goodman.
Okay, so literally for my job, I have the best job in the world. It's absurd what I get to do. And for work all day today before I came here, I was reading about and writing about and researching The Big Lebowski. And that just, I mean, I watched like 8 hours of John Goodman compilation clips. He's the best. He's the best. Dan Connor is a hero.
Yep.
I'm nervous / excited for the Roseanne reboot. I don't want to talk too much about it because I've read some things like I don't even want to talk about
Let's not get into it.
But John Goodman is just wonderful. The hottest. Capital H.
I think that John Goodman's very hot. I will say that one of my favorite skits of all time, and this is not like a famous skit on SNL. It's not like
cowbell,
It's John Goodman. It was probably like, I don't know, 99, total throwaway, but it was John Goodman and Tim Meadows, and Tim Meadows is teaching at a learning annex, and John Goodman is an illiterate man who loves to party, just disruptive at the learning annex, and it's like you can't find a clip of it online.
I was gonna say,
so
I don't
irrelevant.
remember this at all.
And his name's, I sadly remember his name is Arthur Dugan in the thing, and he's like literally just disruptive, and he's yelling stuff, and he's like EPTY party. He can't read, and like his dynamic with Tim Meadows is so good, and it's just like one of the best, and that's the kind of
I bet that was the same episode. I remember where he played Linda Tripp.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be the same episode.
He was always. I think he was a recurring, kind of like Alec Baldwin is.
Is he a 5-timer at least? I think Goodman's like a 5-time plus SNL host.
Yeah, he's been on there a ton. He's just the best. He's such a underappreciated comedic actor. I don't want to say, it's not like we're the only people on earth fucking who think John Goodman is funny.
Yeah.
But I just think when people talk about The Big Lebowski, he's not necessarily.
You're out of your element, Johnny. I don't want to say that people are appreciating the wrong things about John Goodman. I just want everyone to think more about John Goodman and what he gives to us, which is a lot.
Which also, can we talk about Sully from Monsters, Inc.? Like, he can do these crazy broad comedy things, and then he can literally bring. I think that is. Of all of those Pixar things, like you can't pay me to watch Up. I'm not gonna watch like fucking maternal death porn. Sorry,
but the Monsters Inc.
Inc. is just like take the most classic fear of a child and turn it on its head and just make it this beautiful
warm fuzzy
thing.
And Dan Connor I mean, you can't talk about John Goodman without talking about Dan Connor, who is one of the best fathers ever written and portrayed in television. You know what? He's not perfect. He makes a lot of mistakes with his son and daughters.
Yes,
you know, and wife. But he is always trying, and he loves his family, and he just wants to work fucking hard and put food on the table and have At the end of the day, all Dan Connor wants is for his family to be happy. And I'm literally going to cry. He's so good. He's so good.
I will also say I'm looking through his Wikipedia right now, bringing it back to the Rebel.
Of course.
Flintstones.
Fred
He's
Flintstone's
so
movie.
good as Flint. Do you remember when that movie came out? Like how much the product tie-in with McDonald's was so out of this fucking world.
Wait, so Rosie O'Donnell was Betty?
Yeah. Which people were pissed about because Betty is
supposed to be hot,
a hottie, and they were so mad that Betty was like
Rosie O'Donnell,
which I actually remember being like, good, fuck all of you.
I don't even remember who Wilma was. Who was Wilma?
Elizabeth Perkins. Didn't even have to look. And then Rick Moranis was Barney, a.k.a. my body type, Barney Rubble. Let's see, what else has he done?
I mean, a lot of Coen Brothers movies.
All the
Brother, Where Art Thou?
I mean, one of my favorite performances ever is Raising Arizona. Like, so as I mentioned earlier, I grew up in a trailer house. So there's a scene in Raising Arizona, where he's fighting with High.
Yeah.
And, they just break into the trailer and he's got handcuffs on and he lifts his arms up to like hit him over the head and he scrapes his knuckles on the popcorn ceiling of the trailer house. And I cannot explain to you how many times my oafish brother did that in a fight with me. And like our family thought that was like the fucking funniest thing. Like, we loved Raising Arizona as a family because we had like a sense of humor about the fact that like we live in a trailer and like, they play
it's a good movie too. I mean,
it's great when the wood paneling when the kids writing fart. That bird's a sly one. It
takes you back.
Takes you back. But their performances in that are so beautiful, and that was also like pre the Coen brothers getting a little bit more on the nose about their sort of, I think, Greek tragedy references and stuff. So there's totally
literally, oh brother, where art thou?
Yeah, exactly. So like Raising Arizona is sort of them dipping the toe in the water, and John Goodman handles it with aplomb.
What else? I want to do like maybe one more thing he's been in. I just want to talk more about John Goodman for one second.
Just more and more. Let me look.
I didn't watch Treme, so I have
didn't
nothing
watch Treme
there.
Either. Apparently, he's in Revenge of the Nerds.
Is he
the
head football player?
Coach.
Yeah.
Football coach.
I mean,
yeah, he's in like every Coen Brothers thing.
John Goodman he should be in more things.
He should
for
be in
everyone.
everything. He was Robot Santa in Futurama. Didn't know that.
It all comes back. I mean, I just love him.
Whoa, he played the role of Pazzo in a Studio 54 revival of Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot.
Yeah, because was he like a Steppenwolf guy?
Yeah. I don't know. I've gone too far in here.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
John
Goodman's great. Cartoons are hot.
Yeah.
Barack Obama's great.
Yeah, he's great. Miss him every day. Kind of looks like a cartoon in his
painting.
And Milk Drag Queen also looks like a cartoon often. So the theme is when you don't want to be yourself, just paint your face.
Put on some makeup.
And just have a ball.
Yeah.
Follow us, Hott Minute, on Twitter at HOTT Minute. Go to Facebook, yell at us, tell us why we're so stupid and that we didn't honor your requests. We'll apologize
don't,
later.
whatever.
Or don't. Like, honestly, don't. And yeah, we really like you guys and we appreciate you. And please go online and submit more hotties for our big
for the
old
bag. Congrats on the hotties pulled today, by the way. Great
those
job.
were fantastic.
Yeah.
Would do both.
Yes, and yes.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Fun.
I had fun.
I forgot to start the timer.